Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTuber. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome. So, we have a couple things to discuss today. Something I want to get right out on the open. Got a couple emails today. I'm going to address them right now. So, today's topic is stock market, prepping, and Trump's future policies. All right, so let me change my glasses. I want to look really good. My computer glasses. New computer glasses. Now, let's just talk about the first part of the plan. Okay. So apparently, I saw a video, and I analyzed the video, and I sent it to some people today, and the people said, and I quote, that the people said, and I quote, that he's crashing the stock market to force and strong harm other countries to basically manufacture in this country. They're not going to do it. Let me tell you what I heard, okay, growing up, okay? This is coffee time with Rita, all right? It goes like this. My mom came home one day and said, President Clinton signed a bill moving manufacturing overseas for cheaper wages and lower taxes. You know, companies can pay less taxes overseas. Guess what? I've accepted that for 40 years, but there's crusty people out there that think that the manufacturing job's got to come back. It's not coming back because of the fucking cost of fucking labor. A while ago, probably 18 months ago, Sister Pee Wee said that pricing is getting so out of hand, you go to McDumpers for a burger and you walk out paying $20. I mean, has anyone ever looked at, Chloe went for breakfast the other day just to get a drink, a McMuffin or a sausage biscuit and a hash brown was $11.20. If you don't want to believe me, I'll pull out the ledger and show you. It's basically the ledger's current. $11.20. I remember going into McDumpers and buying $1 McChicken sandwich or $1 spicy chicken. Now, I don't want to hear someone say, oh, wow, we need to... Look, I don't care, okay? I don't give two craps if someone sends me a stinking message saying we have to do something. No, we don't. Oh, is your benefits cut? Let me just tell you what's going on in my state. This fucking elderly are being cut left and right. There is not enough medical people right now in this state to basically help for specialists. I got a pinched nerve and something wrong, and I don't want to talk about my arm. And I got to see specialists for surgery. But I can't see it because, we got to cut benefits to benefit the rich. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's great. Woo, yeah. And then I hear some jackboot tell me that they sit around and they say, we need to bring back management. We don't need to bring back shit, and these companies won't. Japan. I was just talking to someone today about Japan. A friend of mine, Phoebe. She agreed. Back in the day, Japan left companies. Japan used to make video games. Japan used to make Nintendo systems, Sega. They were all mass sent out to China. So, it's not just America shipping for cheaper. China made a deal. China got the deal. China's got the contracts. What are we doing? We're sitting here complaining and having a pipe dream that everything will be back to normal soon. And yet, I'm tired of hearing people say, that's the plan. Really? What if it's not the plan? What if one morning you wake up and you find out it's a Great Depression and they axed everything? What if the people ran down to the bank? There's people out there in America right now that's only worried about their own fucking rice bowl, as I call it. Not the American people. Now, I'm worried about the American people. People say, you're been... Look. The reason I sit there and say, food stamps, it's because it's so low no one cares. I mean, look, let me put it this way. Food stamps. There's people out there that say, if I get disability, I don't need food stamps. Really, they'll cut you down to the minimum. And then you'll be like, at least I get to keep my government phone. But in the budget that I've seen and talked to people about, they want to axe the phone service. What if you wake up one morning and you're found out you got to pay for your track phone, your your Lifeline, your CenturyLink, your Q-Link Wireless, your SafeLink Wireless, your Assurance Wireless. Think about it. I mean, literally, think about it. Yeah. And then you sit there and you lose your phone service. You lose your food stamps. Oh, well, it's not a bad deal. It's just a little bit. The thing is they're going to cut and gut Medicaid. Oh, well, that's what. Let's just gut Medicare while we're at it and we'll let everyone die. Everyone, the old farts die and the old biddies die. And we can say, praise the Lord, we're all dead because we wanted it cut for tax cuts. The point is I'm royally pissed, okay? And I saw an email and I said, you know what? My point's going to be made on video because I'm not tolerating someone telling me that, oh, we're in fear. We're not in fear when the stock market plummets and everyone's 401ks or 201ks going to 101ks and you're like, oh, wow, this is great. Whoa, we're doing something, really. So if we go into a Great Depression in the entire fucking country, I already know what's going on, okay? I'll tell you what's going on because a lot of people say to me, what is our commander-in-chief doing? Yeah, you don't see me basically calling him a craphead or this or that. No, I basically don't say anything. But today, I'm going to say something, and it ain't going to be nice to the people that will sit there and worship him like a god, or a god king, or the Messiah, or the Savior, or Jesus. Jesus is not him. Jesus wouldn't take away from the poor to give to the rich. Now, when it comes to my heart, I'm not going to stand around and have people being brainwashed while they sit there and think I'm the problem. Guess what? I'm not the damn problem. I'm not the one that's sitting there hearing people come to me saying, what is this, this, and this? How do we do this, this, and this? You don't sit there and say, oh, yeah, you're making up things, really. What does the United States Senator and Congress do? You call them up and you say, I have a Social Security problem. They fix it. That's what they did 20 plus years ago for me. They fixed it. Now, you sit there and you say, oh, well, you're not really. I mean, they fix it. Yeah. I've already expressed my concerns to my senators, Congress people, saying, why should the taxpayer, why are we in a debt when some guy says, oh, yeah, it's great, we're going to bring manufacturing. Really? Oh, yeah, we got to cut our deficit. Really? Why don't we cut the fucking golf course trips, first of all? I want to see the fucking ledger where it says the government ain't paying for the golf course trips. Then we can basically sit there and say something. You see? Point is, the American people need to see this. Instead, you support someone who's wasting your tax dollars while grandma's Medicaid's being cut, grandpa's Medicaid's being cut. Oh, by the way, oh, does this benefit me? Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, well, it doesn't benefit me. I don't care. Really? My adopted grandfather was kicked out of a nursing home / assisted living home for old geezers because the administration cut that funding. Completely cut it. It's all over the Seattle Times. Why don't you go read the Times? Oh, wait. That's too liberal for you people. Oh, I'm a Republican. We own all the libs. Woo! Until it hurts you and you redneck goons in redneck states find out your Medicaid's been fucking cut and your food stamps. What are you going to do then? Wanting to deport the Hispanics and the cotton pickers and the farmers? The farm workers? Think about it. Think about it. I mean, think about it. I mean, literally, I'm sitting here helping 40 people get their freaking benefits restored. And what are, through my own means, helping. And what are people are doing? They're sitting and belittling others. Oh, well, you're living, really. I'm telling everyone today and every day to prep. That's what you do. You don't sit there and say, oh, he's got to do something. You know what? I don't give a shit about your opinions. Any one of you that turn around like my aunt, my family that's fucking a Trumper, not gonna have it. You know why? Because it's your guys' fault we put it in this thing. The elderly are being kicked off. Meals on wheels were cut. That's the point. The point is they cut Meals on Wheels. Oh, well, that's okay. Fat ass McGranny can go out and walk her fat ass off. Really? What if she's in a walker? Oh, she needs a group home. Oh, but they cut the group homes. Oh, well, let her live under a bridge. We don't need her. She's a burden to the people. That's what people are saying. These fucking Republicans are saying They don't have any respect for fucking the elderly. The elderly birthed them. The elderly gave them life. And they just say, throw them under the bus. Throw them under the damn bus. Think about it. You guys sit there and think, oh, the new generation, get rid of grandma and grandpa because they're a burden to our tax system. Really? Well, let me just say, since I'm not on Medicaid, when Medicaid gets axed, it ain't my problem. You know what? Maybe the government. Maybe I will support my Republican colleague in Eastern Washington that I know personally and tell him to fucking gut the phone service, the internet, food stamps, and Medicaid, and let's see how you people, freeloaders, survive that. Because frankly, I pay my internet every month. My phone, $15. My other phone, $65. You see me sitting there going, ooh, whoa, I need to $65. My point? Yeah, think about it, people. Think about it. I'm sitting there, and you sit there, and you say, oh, well, you know, I'm entitled to my benefits because I paid for it, but you don't deserve it, so let's cut the liberals out and we'll have more money. Let's cut out the fucking Republicans, throw them all down the shaft, or let's just cut all benefits across the board and see how 92 million people survive fighting for jobs. 40% of those people their only income is Social Security. What if they all died? 40% of them, huh? Oh, well, that means that's 40% of what? 92 million? Huh? We could always ask that question, shouldn't we? Let's see. What is 92 million people? Divide that by 40%. I love this.
Okay, Rita, let's do that calculation. 92 million divided by 40%, or 0.40, is equal to 230 million.
That's not right. I said 92 million divided by 40% of the population of 92 million.
You're right to correct me, Rita. I apologize for that mistake. I misread your request.
36,800,000 people would die. 36,800,000 people would die off the top because those people can't work. Wow! Well, let's get rid of them. They're a burden to people. Wow, I just love how Republicans think that they're a burden to society. And yet, people say, oh, he's not going to take it away. Really? That's funny because every bill I've read said they're going to gut Medicaid by $880 billion. That's the top. But this year, they only cut $8 billion because of the CR. What if they go and say, oh, we got to pay taxes. We're going to cut out Medicaid. Cool. We're going to cut out SSI. Cool. We're going to cut out phone service. Cool. We're going to cut out your internet program. Cool. Let me tell you what my cousin once said. All those programs are luxury items. I wonder why they said that. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So when you sit there and you take away a child's ability to eat lunch and say, oh, their family needs to work 3 jobs to support the kid, then I say it's okay if we have fucking birth control because maybe these people don't want their kids to be a fucking slave growing up. And I'm saying that with a heart. And then you turn around and you say, oh, well, you know, yeah, what about the Rogan podcast, huh? Elon Musk wants everyone to work for the rest of his life, apparently, and die working. Yeah, maybe that's what this country needs for self-sufficiency. Oh, wait. But that doesn't apply to the Republicans that think they're entitled to their benefits. No, it just basically says, let's get rid of the libtards. Yeah, right. You see, this is why I don't believe in any parties, you know, because frankly, right now, we just mobilize millions of people around the world for do not touch us. You know what the people say? Oh, well, that's okay. They're all talk. We can't do it. Really. What if those people mobilized tomorrow and it got bigger and bigger and finally people snapped and then basically broke the country up? All the blue states went their own separate way. I think we'd be better off splitting. I do. Why do I say that? Because look at these Republicans. All they care about is taking away food from children, cancer patients, ability to have treatment to pay for a tax cut. And these Republicans say, oh, well, we need to do something. We get rid of the libtards. We're good. Really? Yeah, But the biggest welfare states are red states, not blue states. So to me, think about it. You want to sit there and say, oh, well, they're doing. You know what? I will give a thought, okay? Clinton did send away everything, yeah, but that's because these companies were greedy, and they're greedy today. And yet, what do we have in this country? Well, let's see. We got people getting degrees of dental hygienists, and there's too many of those. Psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, too many of those. Postal workers, oh yeah, that's right, let's just privatize the postal worker. We gotta get rid of that. Well, let's privatize Social Security too. And they sit there and say, oh, you aren't worth much, you can have $100. Oh, you're not worth much, you can have $25 a month. Let's see how you survive then if they privatize it. Think about it. Everything I've read through the chain of command goes to privatization of everything. They're trying to break things. Oh, let's just cut, if Social Security is this problematic, and we already cut 7,000 people, let's just cut another 25,000. Or 50,000 more, or just make it fully automated and you can wait 20 years. Hi, this is Social Security. Your number 997,000 in line. Do. Think about it. I mean, do you really think that? They're already axing VA and people say, oh, those VA people, they're fucking losers. They get the burn pits. Yeah, well, half these redneck goons have basically joined. Yeah. Then they get sick and then they complain. The true Americans, the redneck patriots, back in the day, those people did Vietnam. Those people did other things, Korea. Those are the heroes. Nowadays, the veterans that don't get their benefits are the losers and suckers by the redneck goons. Think about it. I sit here and I'm saying what's going to happen. All right, stock market, we'll see if it goes up or goes down. If it keeps going down, I mean, look, we already lost our trading partner, Canada. People say, oh, well, fuck him. Canada's saying, fuck you, America. Europe's saying, fuck you, America. Fucking every country saying, fuck you, America, except for a few countries. Why? Because they know we've lost our supermajority power. So to us, we're nothing. We all thought we were mighty, but we're falling off our pedestal. Now, to me, I don't say this lightly. I'm saying, from my perspective, and people don't want to hear it, the elderly are going to get the fucking shaft. When that happens, and they do it, what's going to happen then, huh? What happens if tomorrow morning a bill's passed and Donald Trump says, oh yeah, I just took away your fucking Medicaid to pay my taxes. Woo! Tax cuts. Then what? You can sit there and say, well, he had a reason for it. We're going to still stay with him? I mean, I am not going to sit here and let my people in my heart stand around and suffer. And this island, we got a lot of problems. But here's the problem. The problem is I'm not going to have people turn around and tell me that it's okay for the tax cuts to keep being done. We have Democratic senators trying to do their job, but you got Republicans just saying, oh, this doesn't matter. Oh, this don't touch my Social Security rally, that doesn't matter. We're just going to do it anyways. We don't care if grandma doesn't get her Meals on Wheels. Upstairs, Meals on Wheels canceled. What else? What else? Oh, a guy who needed a new mobility scooter was denied. His broke down. He's literally crippled. They just said, hey, here, go to a group home. Rumor has it he's living under a bridge right now because they threw him out. Oh, I guess that doesn't apply to people that only think of themselves. I'm thinking about the overall picture of the consumer, not the consumer, but the citizens of the world. Yeah, the citizens of mankind. When you sit there and you find your Social Security check's been axed, oh, well, they didn't axe it yet. It's on the chopping block. You guys don't want to believe it because you just want to own the libs. Oh, yeah, we're going to own the libs. Think about it. And I am fucking tired of fucking people when they turn around and they say that all they care about is themselves. Yeah. And yet, where's the lower price of groceries? It's not going to go down, people. It's going to go up. And that's why you got to check like I do daily on groceries. But instead, guess what I had to do today? I had to get on here because I decided after doing 2 long emails, for example, it got to me, okay? I'm not letting people push my fucking buttons. My motto is I'm not listening because I don't give a shit. What I care about is my people and how my people are going to be affected. Not people like my entire family around me that will fucking throw a bone and say, oh yeah, we need to get rid of the fucking liberals. We need to own the libs. Oh yeah, we need to take away Social Security. We need to take away SSI. Yeah, well guess what? I went to bat for my family. I said to fucking some of my family members, you touch SSI, and I'm very big supporter of it. When I say, oh, go ahead and do it, I'm saying let the government do it and see how fast you fuckers turn around and get mad and arm yourselves to go get your SSI back. That's what I'm saying. I'm just watching it from my point of view. I'm not going to do anything. But I went to bat and I said, you touch SSI, there's a problem. Why? Because my aunt and uncle are developmentally disabled, DD. Guess what? The developmentally disabled program has been gutted. Oh, wow. It doesn't matter to these Republicans. They think it's a wasted thing. Children's cancer research, wasted thing. CDC, wasted thing. Keeping measles out. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe the entire country, certain states will get measles and rubella and whatever, German measles, the mumps, rubella. Well, maybe we could give people polio again. Wouldn't that be good? We're not making polio vaccines so everyone gets polio and they're in wheelchairs. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, woo! I mean, think about it. We're gutting our own agencies for $1. Yeah, we're cutting corners. But guess what? To me, when I'm basically sitting a thumbs up, I'm saying, yeah, go for it. Doesn't matter if half the country dies. Oh, well, right? Wow. I mean, you say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Bullshit. I know more than fucking a lot of redneck goons. And those redneck goons want benefits cut. Well, I know a redneck goon in Eastern Washington that wants their benefits cut just because they paid into it. They say, take away my benefits. Yeah, think about it. Think about it. There's people out there that think that it's a wasted space. Well, guess what? Why don't we just cut SSI and Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security and see what happens? Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that said recently, F around, find out. Well, you're in the find out stage because a lot of you people that I've seen, you're walking back and saying, can I take my vote back? Yeah, because price of groceries are so damn through the roof. Think about it. Now, I'm not going to blame the president for this. He's got someone in the White House that's doing this. But you know what? It doesn't matter to me because you know what? Because frankly, we know what's coming down the pipe. Every American that did not vote for the man knows Social Security is going to be axed. Medicare is going to be axed. Heck, even my Republican family members say it's going to be axed. But, oh, they can axe it for everyone except us. That's what they say. Think about it. Think about it. They don't care if my uncle and aunt who's developmentally disabled, who the program got gutted. Oh, not to mention, I want to talk about a couple other things today, okay? Talking about you guys owning libs, okay? I have people that are Republicans, that are good people, hard workers, living in Spokane, living in suburb cities like Yakima. You know what they said? HUD was kicked out. 86% after September 30th when the CR expires, no more HUD. Wow, there's going to be millions in Hoovervilles. You know what? There's people out there say, oh, well, it doesn't affect me. I got my house and I'm going to stay in my house. And yeah, until, you know, I'm going to say this. We don't know what the future is going to hold. But I want to say something big time for all of you today. Because frankly, it goes like this. If we end up in Hoovervilles, you can blame the voters. Not the guy who's running the presidency and not the guy running the country, but you, the voters. Yeah, you have to run. Found out. Think about it. I say between now And September 30th, we're going to see the biggest problem in American history. They're saying, some are forecasting April 20th is going to be Easter, is going to be martial law. Bring it on. Even one of the guys on YouTube, Mark Romano, he said, bring it on. We're a big country. We have total 2 million active reservists, National Guardists, total. What are you going to do? You and 75 million redneck goons are going to arm yourselves and go and join up to suppress the country? Yeah. Then the other side, you say, oh, those libs are not armed. Try the libs and see what happens. This country's got more guns than they have people, so think about it. But that's a thing I want to share with you. Yeah. So when you turn around, this ain't about elections, this ain't about voting, this is about humanity. I am for humanitarian rights. I am for the people. When you sit there and say, oh, well, we gotta own the libs, we can't have a man become a woman. Fine, that's your opinion. You can't have a woman become a man. You need a woman to be a baby factory so you can power up all the factories in this country. By the way, talking about factories and manufacturing for a minute, I was talking to someone who's close to me, who I've known for years. She said, oh yeah, you can't just plop down factories and build them in fucking 3 months. It's impossible unless you have everyone laboring to build that factory. Factories just don't come up overnight. And then you have to get permission and this and that. What if you start making factories with big smokestacks and all of a sudden the entire planet's ozone layer is depleted because we have too many factories? Think about it. Is that how our country is going to affect? Factories can't be mass produced fast enough. We're not an assembly line where we just boom, 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 boom in 50 states and all the factories are done. No. We have to look the other way. I mean, look, they want to take away, I saw the reports, they want to take away the EPA protections so they can contaminate every fucking waterway we have for their disposable of waste. I don't want to basically find out a fish has 9 eyes because you're dumping toxic waste into our waterways. Our water is what we need. I mean, look, some of you people out there turn around and you say, oh, well, we need deregulation. Really, let's deregulate and use, let's just put, I'm just going to throw it out there. The Midwest, let's use that as a stomping ground for all the Midwest and plunk all our nuclear waste and our toxic waste. That'll be great, right? You guys will love that. Hell, we'll just use pipes and dump all our sludge and everything into your waterway. You see, point is we have to protect what we have. And yet you guys think throwing away everything so you can basically have lower groceries is good. But is grocery prices good? No. You go to the store, $18 a dozen eggs. Oh, I was at the store the other day, and there was no eggs available. Yeah, think about that. No eggs available. Yeah. By the way, I'm just looking up something for you guys. And then you guys are bitching about the price of gas. I'm sorry to say, dude, but gas is going up because of the problem. But guess what? If you guys could suffer and suffer and suffer, then pay the fucking gas because I don't care. Thing is pricing is going up. Let's see here. Is there anything going up? Okay, that's cool. That price is the same. How about this? Anyways. Okay, so that's... what about... Oh, that's in stock again. Okay, see? Oh, yes. Let's look up eggs. I like to see. Is there any eggs? Negative. The store that I'm looking at, egg pricing is still sold out. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And you guys say, oh, well, yeah, it's because they don't want you to know about the bird flu. Yeah. So when you guys turn around and you say, think about it. Yeah, think about it. So I don't want to hear it when you guys say, oh, this is a great plan. Yeah, let's axe everything. Let's just get rid of all the benefits and put 92 million happy. I'd be happy with that if it basically puts everyone else homeless too. That's on benefits. Then we could all be homeless in Hoovervilles. Yeah. Why do I say that sarcastically? Because I'm tired of fucking people not listening and then sitting there and not listening. My point is, I'm not typing this entire fucking message out, and I can make a point. The point is I'm here trying to help the people that need it. You sit there and say, oh, well, the 40 people that were, had their benefits cut, those were con parsons and scam artists. They were in their 70s. They fucking paid their taxes and Social Security, and they're entitled to their damn benefits. You don't see me sitting there saying, oh, I got this adopted brother, right? We're not going to give names. He's basically trying to get on disability. He's entitled. Yeah, I'll say that. He's entitled. But to turn around and have some jackass from the Commerce Department, oh, the loudest one committing fraud is, yeah, really. So 70-year-old grandma's complaining, oh, that could go through or through. Okay, let's just say this. I'm going to ask you guys a question flat out right today. What happens if there's a break in the Social Security payment system for everyone? That means the phone services. Here's what I'm trying to tell you guys. When you prep, you prep for these outbursts. I asked a lady the other day, one of my friends who's retiring, right? She got a letter. Sorry, due to the fact that Social Security's been cut, her retirement's now been in limbo, you and your husband don't get retirement for another 18 months. They put it in. They were supposed to get the first check in July. They said, nope, gotta wait another 18 months. Yeah, in this state. They said, isn't that fucking shit? And these people voted for Kamala Harris. So think about it. They're getting shafted, probably because they're political affiliate, but guess what? Right? So, they get this, right? Are they entitled? Yes, they're retired. Then they said when they had plans before the letter came in, which they're working with senators and Congress here in our district. They're pissed. They're ready to retire. But all of a sudden, wow. And yet, Social Security literally, yeah. So here's my question. What if you woke up one day on the payment schedule and SSI, Social Security retirement, Social Security survivors, Social Security disability, all broken? Everyone's on the phone. Me, I'd sit there and wait a day or two. Say, okay, we'll see. And every day I check my bank account, hypothetically. Every day, no money. Then what? What happens then, huh? Are you going to sit there and message me? Oh, yeah, I didn't get paid this month. Do you have a backup plan? Oh, no, I guess you don't. You're just sit there and be like, oh, I'll get it eventually. What if it's 2 months, huh? What if you have to wait 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, huh? Well, I'm just asking for records. How are you guys going to survive? You're going to sit there and go to the food bank and go, food bank. That's another thing I want to talk about today, people. The food bank has been gutted. Yeah, literally. I got reports the food banks are being gutted left and right. The food banks are now literally basically working for farmers out here to get the crops in because the state's paying for the food, apparently, to cover, like my state is covering for vegetables. What? They live healthier. But when it comes to meat, no meat. Canned goods being cut out slowly. In the next 3 to 6 months, there's not going to be any canned meats. Yeah. And they're now doing something they never did, and the government's kind of complaining is you don't put the food in Ziploc bags and label and hand it to you. You got to give it in all sealed packages, not dividing up 2-pound rice bags down to 4-ounce rice bags. Thing is, the government, yeah, you see. So, point is, food banks and food pantries are cutting corners now. And yet, you sit there and say, oh, well, you know, it doesn't apply to me. Really, that's because you guys go and fucking waste your money at a fucking Republican-owned store so you can support the Republicans taking away everything. But what happens if, well, there's no, okay, I got it. SSI and all those benefits cut, right? Yet you sell, oh, well, you know, I don't have Medicaid. And a letter comes out saying, well, you know, due to the new government tax cuts, we're not going to say that. The letter would never say that. Due to financial strain, Medicaid's been axed. So you have no Medicaid, no Medicare, no SSI or benefits, and then you're turning around and you think, oh, food stamps. Food stamp system would be so strained, people would literally collapse the food stamp program. The thing is the system can't take it. But it's okay if we cut the deficit by by cutting. I mean, look, someone told me the other day we're in a deficit of $1 trillion, right? Okay, let's just axe Medicaid and the Medicaid, which is $880 billion. Then let's add another $20 billion. That's $900 billion. Get rid of the phone service. I mean, the internet program we're paying for these people to get internet is astronomical. They're getting internet so cheap, people want that gutted. That's like $20 billion. So there's $920 billion cut right off the top. Yeah, I've seen the numbers. So we just need to find $80 billion. Well, let's just cut food stamps. There we go. We made the $1 trillion. Then people say, oh, well, I have Medicare. It's okay. Really? Here's another problem with Medicare right now. A lot of places aren't taking Medicare anymore because, frankly, they're not getting enough money back from Medicare. So they're just like, oh, yeah, Medicare, you got to go through this place. And they say, oh, you have Medicare, the wait's 3 months. Oh, you need to be seen? Yeah. Medicare doesn't pay shit. You pay the 20%. Now, people say, oh, well, if I'm elderly and disabled, I can have both. Really? That's the other thing. Doctors are going to fucking jump ship soon off of Medicaid because of it. And they're happy that I have Medicaid axed because doctors don't get paid enough. Think of back in the day, okay? You guys sit there and you say, oh, Rita, you don't know anything. I know better. We need mass production. I know more than fucking many people. I'm smarter than a lot of jackasses. Back in the day, states were covering supposed sex changes on Medicaid. Doctors stopped doing it. Universities stopped doing it. Why? Oh, well, that's because Donald Trump did things and no sex changes. No. It's because doctors says, we're not doing it anymore. We're not going to fucking go and get paid $500 to give a guy an inverted penis. Think about it. Medicare paid more, but, again, it's no longer there. So all these people either are trying to find a way to do this or that or fight the states. I mean, look, I agree with the states to a point. Okay, I agree with things. But then you hear these people say, oh, well, we need I've heard people say we need a dictator in this country. We need a king. We need an authoritarianism because this country is going down the toilet. Cool. You can have it. You redneck goons can have your authoritarianism if that's what you wish. Sorry. If you think I'm dumb shit. I'll just go and see if our states can split apart and have blue states and red states. You red states can stick together. Us blue states will stick together and be a trading partner in Canada. We'll all be fine. Fortunately, you guys turn around, and because California spends more money for red states, California, Washington, Oregon, blue states are paying for the red states' welfare system. I think that maybe it's time the blue states look into frickin' turning around and taking away the taxes for the government. I mean, heck, if you want to dissolve the IRS, that's great too. We don't need an IRS. But then again, we don't need a sales tax either for paying crap in the states. I mean, look, a tariff is a tax. Now, if people are, let me put it this way. What if, hypothetically again, okay, the stock market crashes more this coming week, which they're saying it is. And people say, oh, well, we need this, really. Then eventually people are going to realize they can't buy anything. What if states turn around and say to companies, right? So I knew a guy who was talking about being part of the auto industry. That's great. That's a great job. I'm happy for you. And I'm thankful you shared your story. I really am. But if the auto industry subcontracts out all their parts and they assemble it in America and the countries over here says, let's just say all the world countries say, fuck you, we're not sending parts anymore. Those, Detroit, gone. What if the car manufacturers in the country, gone? I've talked to a couple of people that got canned recently from the Honda factories. They're really worried, but it's not lost yet. Fortunately, a lot of you guys sitting there say, oh, well, we need. So look at the boat manufacturing. The other day I was looking at Marlowe Hunters, right? You say, oh, that doesn't mean anything. Well, Marlowe Hunter merged with Marlowe, and they made Marlowe Hunters sailboats. You can find them used. Let's just say the boating industry has gone down to a narrow niche market. So we don't manufacture much. All the boats are all over the world. Now, people say, oh yeah, well, I need this boat, and the companies, let's just say, for example, Bayliner used to make their own yachts in America. Not anymore. They stopped making them. People don't want Bayliners. Sea Ray, same thing. Rabala. All these other companies, there's this place in Europe that made some good ones through a boat company. They don't make them anymore in England because, well, it's too expensive now. You're sitting there, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Then you got the old Singaporean tugs, Grand Banks. Buy Grand Banks now, pay a 70% tariff apparently because it's from Singapore. Not to mention it's a Singaporean tug. Buy Nordovan. Oh yeah, Nordovan is great. I'm a redneck goon. I need a Nordovan. Chinese import is so expensive it doesn't even pay to have a Nordovan. Yeah, if Sister Zoe was watching this, she'd agree with my knowledge of boats. We're going to talk about catamarans, Lagoon. Getting Lagoon parts from France right now, huge tariffs. Family member was going to buy a Lagoon recently. Overnight the tariffs went from to $350,000 for a 46-footer. Think about it. People are like, oh, well, they don't need to buy one. Really? Mm-hmm. People cannot afford a house right now, can't afford groceries, can't afford a lot, and yet you guys turn around and say, we need the country to get reset. Really? So if you reset the country and the fucking world people say, fuck you, we're not moving our crap over to your country and you keep tariffing us, they could just turn around. This is what I've heard from other people in the government. Now they could turn around and turn the switch off and say, fuck, we're not going to send our Chinese crap to you. Then what happens when you go to a store and there's nothing? You're going to sit there and build a factory that may take 10 years to build, get the permission just to make can openers? I mean, think about it, people. Just, oh yeah, we don't need to be the consumer of the world. Really? Let me just tell you the fucking problem of consumerism, okay? And this is why we came down this path. Someone says, oh, well, we're buying cheap type, but we need American made. Really? Americans stopped making fucking radios in the 40s and 50s, so wake up and smell what you're shoveling. Because I don't remember RCA making radios, tube radios, after the 40s. Maybe the 30s. But think about it. Before TV, everyone had a radio in their house to hear everything. That was the good old days. Apparently, is what my grandmother said and great-grandmother. But then they had to have the box, the idiot box. Now, I love all of you. I don't like doing this. But I'm going to stand by and say the elderly and the children and the disabled are human beings. We shouldn't be fucking lining them up as cattle to get rid of them. Point is when they freaking start doing their mega tax cut, you say, oh, well, it'll affect us, it'll trickle down. Really? Will it trickle down to the elderly and the disabled? No. Are you going to get a fucking stimulus check? They say if they do a stimulus check, it's only going to go to the working class, not the fucking poor disabled people. No. You know, the retirees like the Higgins and the Zoes and the Pee-wees and the Danos and the Chloes. No stimulus check from the Musk side of things. You get shit on. But that's okay, right? It's all fair. Now, point is what if companies turn off the shipping over here and they ship everywhere but America and make us a dry country until we come back to the tables? Worlds can do that because, frankly, the world is saying we're not tolerating Donald Trump. We're not putting up with Donald Trump. He can sit there and strong arm us and we're going to go. And what happens? Canada already said, Mark Carney, we can do new trading partners. Fine. Mexico, same thing. Other countries, same thing. In the end, who are we going to trade with if we burn all our bridges? I'm sorry to say, but my opinion, as always has, is to sit back, watch, and learn. If you can't sit there, watch, and learn, then there's a problem in this country because you can't sit back, watch, and learn. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You got to sit back, look around, and say, hey, what's going to happen in the future? Yeah. And that is the biggest thing in American history. Why? See, when I say, it doesn't, cutting benefits doesn't affect me, It affects me more than most people. Some jackass says, oh, well, you know, oh, it hasn't happened and we're living in fear. Every one of the fucking people that didn't vote for him is living in fear because they're hearing the benefits are going to cut. They see it every day. By the way, some jackass said to me the other day, oh, aren't you unhappy that Joe Rogan's #2? No, let Ben and his boys over at Midas Touch be the fucking #1. Way to go, Ben. I may just send this video over to him and say, hey, way to go, man. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of the Midas Touch Network. I don't watch it. Chloe does. But you know what? Amen. Also, a shout out to my favorite guy in Tennessee Brando. Whoa, what up, man? And for the rest of you out there, you need to realize that I am tired of freaking sitting there listening to people freaking say, oh, well, you're with the leftists. No, I'm not a leftist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a centralist. I'm the person that sits there on the ground looking out for my own eyes, seeing 40 people with Social Security problems. I had to relay them to people, to Congress, to senators. Then I'm talking to people that are interested in prepping. They're coming to me. So I got a guy who says, oh, well, you're not talking to me much. You're ignoring me. You're not emailing me. Keep the long emails coming. No, I'm not coming to keep the long emails coming. You know why? Because I got a life. And that life is, today's the day of rest. And I was going to play a game. You know what I told the lady the other day? I'll show you. This was a great story. So the other day, I go to the bank. And this lady asked me, what are these? I said, budget planners. She asked to look at them. Passed it through the little glass thing. She went out and ordered herself some. I encourage people. This is time not to spend money foolishly. This is time to get your act together and prep. What if the stock market tanks? You're going to sit there and say, oh, it's only short-term loss? Not when everyone's 401k's down the toilet and they are all going to be homeless. Because think about it. When people invest in the stock market, that's the problem. Now you can sit there and say, well, that's a waste of money. Chloe bought it, not me, okay? But Chloe wanted a joint budget planner, and I put everything together. This is April's planner. Now Chloe also wants me to use it as a regular planner too. But, for example, there's 2 sheets out of 4 filled with expenses right here. There's 3 pages. Then it goes to notes and ideas, and it goes to May. Right now we're in first week of April. Thing is, I highly recommend it. This will keep you in check, and this will tell you what you need to know, how to cut corners if you have to in this time and day and age. Of course, there's people out there that don't want to cut any corners. There's people out there that think that they're entitled, and they're entitled to break the fucking law for everything. And there's other people. I don't care. What I care about is 2 things. That is, the American people need to realize that they're sitting there and the elderly are getting hurt. The elderly are going to die because someone wants to cut benefits. Yeah, plain and simple. I don't agree. I mean, if we're going to cut the elderly's benefits, well, why not have the Democrats vow to work to get rid of Social Security disability, SSI, survivors, retirement? Just throw it all out the window. We don't need it, I guess, right? But there's people out there that think they're entitled. Yeah. And that's why these people sit there and say what they say. But I've seen reports where they want to privatize everything in this country. By the way, you got to ask yourself, if they got rid of HHS and all the community-based programs like Meals on Wheels and the hospice program and the nursing homes and whatnot, I have the reports, by the way, then what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen when there's nothing left and they just say, oh, well, let's randomly take SSI now because it comes from the general fund, or let's take away SSDI. Well, then, that may solve some of the Social Security problem. Everyone falls onto retirement. Now, if retirement's for, they could say, oh, everyone is currently on it, can stay on it, but everyone else has to work till they're 78. Well, I'm fine with that too because people live longer. But if you take away all these people's abilities um, to scientifically protect the children and the elderly and take away the abilities for vaccinations and all this, then what? What? You guys don't think vaccine? Let's just infect the entire country with freaking measles, mumps, rubella, AIDS, HIV, good old Ebola virus, and anthrax, for example. Well, this crap. See, I'm just throwing it out there being funny. But truthfully, do we really need all this? No, we don't. We don't need violence, and we surely don't need this crap. But you got a lot of people out there that think that the agenda is theirs and theirs alone. And if they have to make people submit, that's the problem. There's people in this country that would rather leave the red states, move to blue states, and red people in our counties in the red areas want to move to red states. Let them. Let's do a swap. Then close up our borders. Then secession. Think about it. American people are fucking tired of these fucking redneck goons telling us what we can and can't do. We just want to live in peace, and we want our elderly and our disabled to be taken care of. That's it. But you redneck goons think that's a socialist communist program when it isn't. What it is you're tired of paying all the taxes. That's fine and dandy. Then take away all the taxes. Then you don't benefit, they don't benefit, and you can take care of grandma. Hell, let's just gut everything and let's see how many people, the disabled who can't work because of their physical deformities, living in their mom's basement or grandma's basement or aunt's basement or uncle's basement. Think about it. We have a lot of those people. Mm-hmm. Or if they can't do that, throw them a tent and say, there's your new home. I mean, literally, are you prepared to go into tents? Are you prepared to live in Hoovervilles? Tent makers are going to be happy for the first year. There'll probably be 92 million tents sold. Yeah. My point is mass manufacturing ain't coming back to this country. My mama said this. Also, I'm going to say it right here, that there's a lot of people that are losing millions of dollars. Friday, closing bell, $6 trillion was lost in assets on the stock market. $6 trillion. But it's okay because apparently the only ones worried about it is the wealthy and the corporations. Well, guess what? As one person I know that owns that boat I told you about, the French boat, he calls the stock market a form of gambling, which it is. Now think about it. What happens if the entire stock market tanks? We go into a Great Depression. Are you surprised? Huh? Are you going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, Rita was wrong? As I said to the people on a video the other day, which I'm going to say to this person and to everyone else sending me emails, one of us is right, one of us is wrong. Now shut up, park your ass, and don't talk to me and wait and see how it fucking plays out. Because I'm tired of fucking listening to people message me saying that I am wrong. Guess what? Well, I'm not going to fucking answer your fucking emails because, frankly, to me, the elderly come first. In this state, they've cut transgendered health care. In this state, they've cut elderly health care. In this state, they've cut the HHS program. In this state, they're cutting CPS and APS. In this state, they're cutting food stamps and food banks and other funding. And you say, oh, well, it's a liberal state. We're glad we're cutting it. Really? Maybe if we just fucking withhold all our taxes and let the fucking red state punished, we can get even too. Think about it. You're sitting there saying, oh, well, the liberals have it coming. Really? So you don't care if it's a liberal state with liberal grandmas and grandpas. You just want the fucking libs owned. Well, guess what? That's where I have a fucking heart and soul where most of you peckerwoods don't. What you guys have is a fucking cold-heartedness, thinking all you want to do is own libs. Well, guess what? I have a lot of values I take. One is you don't mess with elderly. You don't mess with the disabled. Yeah, they're people. You don't mess with the trans or gay people. They're human beings. Oh, apparently by the Republicans, transgender people aren't real people. Gay people aren't real people. I know a gay guy that is so kind-hearted, he would buy a steak for you for your birthday. But again, he's gay. But again, you guys don't want to handle and be around gay people because apparently gay people are not nice people or whatever. Same gay person as my family said owns a boat. Rich guy with a boat. Let me tell you. What's that tell you? Gay, nicest guy in the world. Couldn't get to Costco, he went for me. Greatest guy in the world. I hold no malice with him. Yeah, no malice. But guess what? You guys turn around and are like, oh, we're down the lips, really. So, I just checked my price now. Price went up another 15 cents for gas. How's that gas treating you? Oh, it'll go down to 49 cents a gallon. That's what the redneck goons are talking about. Really, 49 cents? Do you think the fucking Arabs are going to lower that price controlling OPEC? No, we can produce all the oil we want, but if people aren't buying our oil, then what are we going to do with it? Put it in reserves? Look, the reason people buy our oil, and you guys are stupid, is because we don't have the refineries to refine it into diesel, gasoline, kerosene, paraffin, whatnot. So we ship it off. They refine it. They ship it back. We're not self-sufficient. We rely on other countries to produce. What if they turn around and say, oh, yeah, well, you got all this oil. We'll give you 50 cents a gallon for it, and we'll refine it and then turn around and sell it to you for $6.95 a gallon. Then the president will be like, fuck you, you're not doing this to me. Yeah, and then guess what? They turn it off. And then what happens when Sister Pee-wee and Brother Higgins is walking down the street because their legs hurt because there's negative gas around in this country. And then I'm stuck on an island because the ferries can't run because, well, you know, then you hear these people say, oh, you need to buy an electric car. Think about it. I mean, literally, right now, we're being held over a barrel. They can turn off fuel. They can turn off food. They can fucking turn off everything we purchase. They can sit there and say, oh, yeah, you're a supply. You love bananas? Beep. Oh, you love pineapples? Look at things. I want you guys to research some stuff because I don't want to do this video that often, okay? I want you to research, you jackboots, how many things we manufacture in this country that's produce. Fruits, vegetables, wheat, grain, barley, and how much we import. Then you can see how much we import televisions, radios, computers. Oh, and by the way, let me ask you a fucking question. I know this guy, right? Great guy, sweetheart. He just misguided. He's like, oh, my computer's 30 years old. I need a new one. I'm going to build a new one. Really? The tariffs keep going, your computer parts are going to go through the roof. You won't even be able to afford a new one. Yeah, think about that, people. Building a new computer, people are basically holding off. They're holding off on big purchases, cars, washers, dryers, dishwashers, computers. Yeah, why? Because they can't afford it. I had a family member who was offering Chloe a brand new computer for cleaning my place. I got it almost done myself. But guess what? He was getting ready to order when he saw the tariffs go on and it went up $600. Wow. $600 for a Taiwan-made computer. Amazing, right? Yeah. People are now looking. The people say, oh, well, this one here is cheaper. That's because the old stock that they have, you don't pay the tariffs for. The new stocks, I hear you will be paying tariffs for. Yeah, so think about it from that point of view, preppers. Now, if you excuse me, that's what I wanted to say about that. So before you sit there and you get on your high horse, I'm not listening. I'm for the people, and that is what I'm for. And while I sit there and I analyze bills and other bills and other bills to see what's being gutted and cut, when I am acting sarcastic on this channel, it's for a reason. It's because you guys think, oh, we got to own the libs. Yeah, well, guess what? My opinion is the Republicans need to wake up because, in my opinion, half the country voted for him, the other half didn't, and the other percentage sat on their ass and didn't vote at all. And guess what? You're effing around, and now you're finding out, you're waking up and saying, I didn't vote for this. Think about it. So, I hope you liked this video. I hope you can stomach this video. I hope you can get through it. Thank you, everyone. That's your video for Sunday. God bless you. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email me. If you're going to bitch, gripe, and complain, I'm going to be throwing your emails in the trash can because I ain't tolerating it. I got other things to do that's more important with my life than dealing with people bothering me on whatever. You see? Point is, I'm a human being. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless you in everything you do.